Hi again folks, how's all doing? So here we have another old Duchess class locomotive, the City of London this time in BR Maroon. This is an original Dublo model, not a Wren Railways one, and it was sent to me by a chap called Stephen, who said that this dates back to the 1960s and was bought from by his late father as the first addition to his Triang Freightmaster Set back in the day. So this will have a fair bit of sentimental value to Stephen, I think. It hasn't run for about 40 odd years, and Stephen said he'd love to see it running again. So let's see what happens when we turn on the power. Well, she's creaking and groaning, but there's a little life in there. So we'll get this into the shed and see if we can get it running again. Okie dokie, let's get a look at this. The condition of this is okay. There's quite a bit of cosmetic damage. We've got a big chip to the paint on the roof of the cab there. The decal nameplate is slightly damaged. There's quite a bit of chipping to the paint, but especially on the cylinders there. But you know, it's a very old model, and it got played with a lot, and it's been stuck in a loft for 40 odd years, so it could be a lot worse. Stephen has said that he's happy for that paint chip there to be touched up, but for everything else to be pretty much left as it is. You know, its condition is very much a reflection of its history, I suppose. So that suits me. That's less work for me, and you know, touching up paintwork and that can always get a bit iffy. There's not really any damage to the smoke deflectors. There's some dodgy paintwork on the cylinders, and the yellow paint is rubbed off here and there just where it's been handled. But other than that, it's fine. The main thing is to get this running again. Apart from a little bit of paint chipping, it's otherwise seems okay. It's a bit dusty, needs a bit of a clean. Tenders all in one piece. It's got the original Dublo coupling, which Stephen wants to be left. Hornby Dublo, made in England, Meccano Limited. Right, okay, well, let's get a look inside this. Where's my sponge? There it is. That screw out, and this should just lift out. Yeah, it's all the usual business. There's quite a bit of fluffage going on, so a bit of work to do, but we shall get it all apart. Let's get the bogies off. Okie dokie, we'll get the this magnet out. And that came out dead easy. Oh dear. Tyre brass tube has come out with that one. That's not supposed to happen. Not had that before. The ball bearing is there. Where you come? This is one of these ones that just doesn't want to come out. There we go. Yeah, the wheels are a bit on the stiff side. I think that's probably just a lack of lubrication. Let's get this plate off. Yeah, it's all very dry and fluffy. Get the manky brush onto it, try and get rid of some of the fluff, and get a pipe cleaner behind the wheels. These still feel a bit stiff. I'm just going to get some oil into all the linkages because it looks very, very dry. It's starting to feel a bit better. Get some oil into the axles. That's better. I need to clean up that pickup a bit, and I'll need to clean the wheels. Give the insides of the insulated wheels a bit of a clean. I'm just using the WD-40 contact cleaner for cleaning wheels more and more these days. It does a pretty good job. But sometimes wheels on a model this old really need the rotary tool taken to them. Just get the pickup back in place and make sure that they're making good contact with the wheels and they're not slowing the wheels down too much. Pop these bits and bobs in the strainer and they'll get a wee go in the sonic cleaner. Just check the movement on this. Seems okay. Okay, we'll give the commutator a wee clean. Give it a scoosh first. Get the old T-cut on it. No crap in the slots. And get a wee blast. And a bit of a brush. Bit of fluff in there. All seems good. A wee spot of grease in that bearing. See if this is any easier to get back in than it was to get out. Yeah, just want to set this so there's a little bit of vertical movement, but not too much, just a little bit to allow a bit of expansion and contraction as it heats up. Righto, I'll get these in the sonic cleaner. I'll go and get some lunch. Okay, so brushes and springs and things, all nice and clean after their dip in the sonic cleaner. I've just realised I haven't cleaned out these shafts for the brushes. And I really want to do that because the brushes in these models are pretty critical. You want them to be clean, good condition, and moving freely. So it really is quite important to make sure that these shafts are clean and allow the brushes to move. And I didn't clean them. So we'll give them a scoosh out. Right, put this armature back in. Actually, while I've got it out, we'll get some gear oil in the worm gear. It's easier to apply it. Easier applied now than when it's in situ. There we go. Right, okay. We shall fit the brushes and springs. I'm actually a wee bit worried about the shaft on this one, it's so loose. Look at that. I think we'll put a bit of thread lock on this. Hopefully that'll hold that in place. Okay. Refit the magnet. Give it a wee blast in the remagnetizer. Okay, this should now run. Come on. There we go. It'll need a wee bit of a run in, but I think that'll be fine. So we look at these bogies, they're going to need a bit of a going over with a manky brush first. Touch of oil in them. I think we'll give these tender wheels a bit of a clean. And lastly, I'm just going to touch up the black paint on this chip. It's not going to be an invisible repair, but it'll look a bit better. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, let's get this back together. There we go. Sorted, hopefully. Right, let's go and pull out the shed. Okay then, let's bring out the City of London. So there we are, that's Stephen's old Dublo City of London running again. Not a bad runner actually for one of these old models. A wee bit stumbly and clanky on the points, but that's just down to the old wheels. And it has a tendency to slow down a wee bit on the corners, as these things often do, but otherwise probably runs as well as it's ever done. This just needed a clean up, some grease and oil and a remagnetise, which it's often the case with these old Dublos. There really isn't that much that goes wrong with them. The only real issue I had with this was that one of the brass shafts for the brushes was loose. Touch of thread lock sorted that. Cosmetically, there's a bit of work to do on this model to bring it back to perfect condition, but Stephen said he'd prefer it to be left as is, which I think is the right thing to do. One day I'd really like to get hold of an old Renault Dublo 4MT off eBay or somewhere and have a go at doing a complete strip down and restoring it in Caledonian livery. That would make a nice wee series of videos, I think. So once I've got the layout nearer completion, I think I might look into doing that. But when models have sentimental value, I think it's really best to leave them alone. Okay, I shall get this packed up and sent back to Stephen. Next up will either be another repair request or a layout update. We shall see what happens. Okay folks, catch you later.